This is how Leo makes his infamous cheesecake. This is some of the ingredients.
How you guys doing? My name is Leo. We're here at the Swan Shop. I'm making a goat cheese honey ricotta cheesecake today. We're starting off with what we have is 4 eggs. So you crack 4 eggs into your food processor. 4 eggs. Excuse me. So you crack 4 eggs into the food processor. I have here about 3/4 cup of sugar, which I'm gonna mix with my eggs as well. And here we have 6 tablespoons of melted butter and 3 tablespoons of vanilla. So all that is gonna get mixed in together before I throw my cheeses in there. The kind of goat cheese we're using today, this is the brand. We're also using a dab of honey in that. So you grab your sugar, your eggs, mix them together. Right, put it into the food processor and rock out. Next, you start adding your cheeses. After you've whipped the egg enough, if you look right here, once you got that consistency, you can add your vanilla and your butter. That's in there. I'm mixing my eggs, my vanilla, my butter, and my sugar. Here comes the fun part. I add my cheeses. So here you have our homemade ricotta cheese.
Homemade, y'all heard that, right?
Homemade ricotta cheese. We make it in-house. And we also have goat cheese. I'm using 15 ounces of ricotta cheese, 20 ounces of goat cheese. So you slide that in like so. Usually people use cream cheese, but who says you have to be like everybody else? This world is made of different individuals all over. You want to stand out, sometimes you got to do your own thing. So here we got our cheeses mixed in with our egg. Put that into the food processor. Get all that. Then I add my dab of honey on there. My dab is about maybe a quarter cup of honey. About a 1/4 cup of honey. Should be about just right. Sometimes you might have to adjust the sugar a little bit according to your, how sweet you like your cheesecake. I rather taste the full flavor of the cheeses that I'm mixing in. So now what you do is once your cheeses are mixed in, you're grabbing some aluminum ramekins, or you can even grab your own cheese plate. Sometimes I'll grind up some granola, put it at the bottom of this. I'll pan this, flour, put a little dab of granola, pour the mix on top of that. Put it in an oven at 250 degrees to bake off. You don't want it too high because what will happen is the top of your cheesecake will cook off and it'll burn before the inside of your cheesecake is fully cooked. So around 225, 230 is like the perfect temperature for your cheesecake. Look at that consistency, y'all. That's gorgeous. Let's see where we have right here. That's kind of what you want. It's almost like a whip. Oh, that's off the chain. Here we get rid of the trash. So remember, this is the name brand goat cheese we're using. Now, if you look at that, that's the consistency you want. It's a nice whip. Over here on this side, I'm making the berry compote out of strawberries. I have here a 1.25 cups of red wine vinegar, which I'm gonna add to my already heated pan. It's almost like a gastrique. Almost like a gastrique. Bring that up to 20. Right here I have a sachet of spices. We're doing a spiced strawberry compote, which contains cinnamon, all star anise, whole cloves, and allspice. I put them into a sachet, tied up with a string so that I can later remove it from the jam that I'm making. Right here, I have 14 ounces of sugar. which is gonna get mixed in with this. And I let that go for about maybe close to an hour, hour and a half. If I see that its consistency isn't as thick as I want it, I'll grab some gelatin sheets, soak them in cold water, maybe 2 or 3 gelatin sheets, soak them in cold water and add them to my mix. That'll help solidify what I'm making. So here you have it. I dump my spices into the vinegar, set that to a boil, add my strawberries. I'm doing about 1.5 quarts of strawberries, cut into quarters. And I come right here with my 14 ounces of sugar. And I let that ride. Now, because of the sugar and the vinegar, it might not necessarily need the gelatin sheets, depending on its consistency. But if I see it's a little too watery, I'll take the gelatin sheets, which I'll show you right now. I'll take my gelatin sheets, about 2 or 3 of them. This is the brand we buy, the brand we use. You can also use these when you're making your panna cottas or any kind of gelatin desserts. So I take about 3 sheets. And what you do is you soak these 3 sheets in cold water. Pour them into a quart container. Cold water. And a half so they sit in there. And let that rock out. It'll soften up. Once it softens up, you take it, squeeze all the water out, all the moisture, and you dump it into your mix, your jam, your gelatin, whatever it is you're making. So this I'll let ride out. I can already smell the spices are starting to come up. On this side we're gonna, so you grab one of these right here, spray it with some CAM, all right? I got my mix right here, which I'm gonna remove. The flour there. So here I have my flour. I lightly dust them up. Flour like so. Repeat the same process over and over. You don't have a digital to weigh out your measurements. They're fairly inexpensive. You can buy them almost at any kitchen store or appliances store. You should be able to find a digital with no problem. So I spray the rest of these with CAM. And what I do is I transfer the flour from one cup to the next. And I just dust it. Lightly dust it. I do this so that my cheesecake mix doesn't stick to the aluminum cup. Make sure you give them a little pat down, a little light pat down. You don't want too much flour in your mix. Remember, as I said, repeat the same process over and over. And bam, there you have it. Tune in, I'll be back with the cheesecakes are fully done and the berry compote is done. It looks home. Good luck, Pedrino.
I hope.
I'll let you